Oh my God, this taxi driver, he was insane. I'm like a zombie at this point. I'm like, I've had no sleep, I'm hungry, tired. I was like, please.
Hello guys, welcome to another episode of Mental Health Podcast. Today we're joined by the one and only Hayley overall to give us a chat about her life, her ups and downs, mental health, stage and everything in between. So over to you, Hayley. So hello.
Hello, thank you for having me.
How are we doing? You good?
I'm good, thank you.
Excellent. Good. So basically just want to have a chat really about your journey of like stage and everything in between, of like how you got there, why did you get into this?
Yeah,
that sort of thing. So.
Yeah. Well, where do I start?
How long have you got, really?
Yeah. How long have you got? Okay, so one thing I found, and myself included, I feel like I said that to you in the gym. We start from potentially a dark place. So people who are in the gym normally come from either body dysmorphia, or they might come from either some sort of addiction, and they're obviously funneling that addiction. For me personally, I grew up as a dancer, and I was never going to make it as a dancer. I didn't shape the body. So again, I already had those body issues installed, from a very young child. I had a very slim mum who I aspired to, never saw her eat. So again, I think just, you don't realise as a child, you sort of just get those,
taking in sort of
those subliminal messages that she didn't eat with me. And obviously as a dancer, I wasn't going to fit the stereotype. So then again, I developed very early, I started my period very early, so I had all these lumps and bumps that other children didn't have, and I think it was just all of those elements that then I started to become very, very shy. Well, I was actually quite shy all through school, actually.
Now.
I know. Yeah, but isn't that? But this is where I've come from. I've come from
grown, you've blossomed.
Painfully shy. Like I, this is funny. I still went to the doctors with my mum up until I was like 18, because I was just so shy and I just didn't have the confidence to just be myself. And I just think that came from, I just was painfully shy. So anyway, fast forward to now, I obviously went into the gym. That probably came from like a self-punishment. So I'm fat, mentally, self-loathing. I just was like, you will go into the gym, you will shred this fat, because I wasn't slim, I wasn't.
So was it off your own back you went to the gym?
So I think I'm first
what was that kind of?
Yeah, good question. I think I went, because obviously from dancing, it was like, you need to look at your diet and things like that. So again, many dancers start from
so was it anyone said to you like you should go to the gym, or did you just think to yourself, I'm going to try the gym? Or
I think it started, my mum and dad always used to say, oh, it's puppy fat, Hayley, but obviously how long does puppy fat really?
Same thing
and I'm like, okay, I'm 18 now, puppy fat should have
I'm 24, I'm kind of puppy fat.
But and it's funny because I didn't overeat. Like I definitely had food relationship issues as I got into my teens, but I guess it started, my mum and I actually went to little Fun Guy Fitness down in like a little tiny one. But again, you didn't know what he was doing. You sort of underate, overtrained, didn't touch weights, because back then women just did not. Well, it wasn't as well known to touch weights.
There was that misconception, you're just going to come up.
That's it. I'm just going to hulkify myself. Yeah, well, and then
how wrong you were.
Yeah, I know. Well, I know it's great. And then dancers obviously just, again, very long limbs, very slim. Again, it was just, I wanted to just get skinny. And back then, remember like as in Britney Spears, like the low-rise jeans, the thigh gaps. We grew up in that sort of generation. We're all similar.
Skinny. We had to be like that.
Yeah, we're similar ages. Even, I remember being, 14, 16, that sort of age. And I remember going on the Special K diet. Do you remember that? It was like 2 bowls of cereal a day. That was it. And that was like the norm. That was advertised on our tellies. And that was because back then, again, even really school should have, being a teacher, should have educated me. But I was clueless, really. So you starved yourself or whatever. So I got into the gym. Then I went into crazy mode where I did cardio, back to back. Sort of, I went to more of a commercial gym then. Back to back boot camps, not eating, got tiny, and again it fueled that from outside people, because they were like, oh, you look great, because obviously you're just losing weight, losing weight.
Because they had it in their head.
So unhealthy,
great.
So unhealthy, really, really unhealthy. So I went from like what I would say overweight teenager slightly, and then from about year 9 stopped eating. Really did. Used to starve myself at holidays, stupid things like that. Yeah. But again, this is why I talk about it, because
there's people who do that now, though.
Literally,
people do that now. They think we're going to go on holiday. Let's starve myself.
I've got 3 weeks till holiday.
Yeah. So that's like liquid diets, fads, anything like that. Cutting out food groups, all of that, and it's only taken me 10 plus years to actually love the skin that I'm in, completely different. And do you know what was a changing point for me? I went through, like we all do, like a dark place with like a toxic relationship, like we've probably all been, and things like that. And I actually went and had cognitive behaviour therapy. It's not like you don't go like, you will stop doing this, It was really empowering, okay? So this woman, it really helped me understand why I feel a certain way, and actually what was not normal, but she explained from like a science point of view. And this again has gone down. I now read books about it, about like how you talk to each other. Like sometimes toxic people will automatically put you in the child seat. So they'll treat you, they'll look down, they won't see you as a mutual. And it's only when you sort of learn how people behave and how people speak to you that it flicked a switch. And then I found a coach who then you realise that actually you do need to eat, you do need to fuel your body. Yeah. And again, it's mindset. It's all mindset.
Talking to people that know what they're talking about actually works.
But the thing is, obviously we know that it's so, social media is so inundated with coaches who... And this is...
And they're social media coaches. They're not...
Yes.
Without disrespecting. Obviously, some of them that are online, they are trying to do good.
Yes.
But there is a large proportion that are just regurgitating the same content that they've seen. I don't know, the big names push out. And then when someone comes and actually questions them, there's no one regulating that either. And you're actually playing with people's health. So this, again, through years of learning, courses and things like that, you actually, and I'm really, really like passionate about hormones. I think everything that encompasses us and mindset as well. It's not just, you have to eat this and you have to train like this, because behind it, most of us, it's an emotional issue or food relationship. It's all it is mental health that leads us to binging, emotional eating, and things like that. It's still
an addiction. It's still like, whether that addiction is drugs or food or whatever, it's still an addiction. Like, obviously, my addiction with food was massive. Like, and I 100%.
I think with addictions as well, you change it. So if you want to stop alcohol addiction or food addiction,
you find another source.
You find another addiction.
You do.
That's why all 3 of us do the same thing. We go to the gym at least 6 days a week. Or 6 times
I
a
would
week.
say it's how you channel it. So there's a book I'm reading, Robert Greene, Behaviours. No, what is it? Art of Human Nature. Well recommend. It's like analysing people's behaviours and things like that. So you can either be sort of self-destructive and like drugs, alcohol, etc., or you can channel it. However, it then can become like an unhealthy obsession, can't it? So like if I was just to keep stripping fat all year round, I would lose my period. It would be unhealthy. I wouldn't be able to function. Yeah, absolutely. So although bodybuilding, this is interesting, isn't it, can be unhealthy, it can be the most, for me, it's been the most empowering journey, because I now eat to fuel. I don't look as food as, oh God, I couldn't eat that. Oh God, it used to just absolutely consume my thoughts. Like I can't eat that. I can't eat like it does most people, because they're like, how we're
just changed. You just turn up and eating chocolate biscuits now. Like
2 chocolate biscuits for post workout, but that would never
post workout, people. This is a post workout. She's trained beforehand. Just get that clear now.
Yeah, but it's true. It's just your mindset, your view, and it's all mental health, isn't it? It's how you relate to food, yourself, and it's been such a journey. No, it didn't happen overnight, and I'm sure like yourself, you still get some sort of triggers or like voices that do you get that little devil on your shoulder?
There's definitely someone else up there.
Do you know what the triggers for me, like with my cocaine addiction, it's not going out. It's like most people say, when I'm recovering from a cocaine addiction, I can't go out for beers because as soon as I've had a couple, I'll make that call.
Yeah.
For me, it's really weird. I'll get certain smells. Like if I smell a certain aftershave, like an aftershave that my dealer used to wear, if I smell that, I have a little bit. It's not like I'll go, I've just smelled.
No, but it's
like
your brain.
I need to go get a bag in. But it's like, it doesn't trigger me to go and get it. It just triggers that little part of my brain.
Takes you back to the place where...
Well, it's a bit like... I know it sounds really... I'm not comparing you to a dog, everyone. But it's like...
But you're going to anyway.
I'm going to. But you know, when they smell dinner and it's like that, so they associate it with food and, you know, they salivate. It's literally... That's the thing, your brain.
Because at the time, like, my worst, I only had one dealer. Like, he was like a... It was like an abusive relationship.
Yeah,
you know, like when and you're like,
control.
I love him. Like that.
Yes.
And it was like, he was my only dealer, and that was the only smell I smelled at least twice a day.
And you relate that to your fix, your happy
so
high.
When I smell Jean-Paul Gaultier, I smell, okay. Like,
that reminds me of just college, that does.
It could have been June, to be fair.
yeah, on Lacoste. Yeah. But what about you? Because I think once an addict, always an addict. So because obviously we've had a good journey together.
Yeah.
So do you still get that, like, not craving, but like that, that voice in your head that goes for the drinks, or, you know, do you get the fuck it bucket, as I call it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it happens quite a lot, actually.
Well,
but
Play a biscuit.
But you have to sort of learn how to control it, right? Before you didn't know you didn't know what to do with it,
or to manage it.
Before you would just go ahead with it, whatever you're saying in your head, do it.
You're kind of a slave to it.
It would say, you know, it's Saturday, you can do an extra bottle of rum. You know, you've got another day to recover. But you sort of then, you know, now you can just sort of control it, and you say, well, I don't really need it, because you remember how rubbish you feel. And
that's
like,
now just thinking about rum, you just start.
It just puts me off.
Push you off. So I'm probably the same with.
You want chocolate biscuits.
But it would, but so again, people with like food issues, moderation doesn't compute.
No.
And that is kind of the same with bodybuilding, because you're all or nothing. So I am very much an all or nothing.
Well,
but you get like,
kind of have to be, don't you?
You do. But then
you can't go half-assed.
I used to be like, I'm one cookie and then I'm 10 deep. You know, it would be that. And that is why I'm so passionate about helping people post-show. So yes, when, again, like the control freaks we are, when you've got a show, you find it almost easier, although it's so tough, obviously, the cardio, reduced calories. You've got a goal, you've got a purpose.
Yeah.
The post-show, which I currently am now...
I saw the meals after that show. They look good.
Actually, that's a good thing to discuss, because I did allow myself to go and enjoy food, but it was such a big difference from binging. And every time I've done the post-show cycle, it has become better. I've reversed out better. You will ask anyone who competes first, that first cookie, that first bit, and then it's like a tap. It just opens.
Yeah, well, we've seen it loads of times. I've seen it myself where you just want to eat everything in sight for the
but can you? Like, because you've starved yourself, like, and obviously the body goes into a starvation response where stomach does shrink, and it doesn't retain as much food or as much food. So after
I got asked this yesterday about your stomach shrinking. Yeah.
Do you then go afterwards and it literally just go, right, I'm on it?
So
or do you have to kind of wean yourself back onto food?
The best way when you come off post show, you're so depleted, you can go and enjoy a big meal, and you'll be surprised whether it's a female competitor, male competitor, you can put it away. Your stomach might shrink, but you can
I can
stretch it.
We eat with our eyes, don't we? You know,
I felt rough. I think the first meal I had afterwards,
you just wanted to get straight back to routine, which is the best thing possible.
But obviously, you've got to make the choice, haven't you? Like, you got, it's.
But that comes from practice. Yeah. It does come from practice, and because it comes from an impulse. So people who binge, they describe it, and I understand, it's almost like an out of body experience, because you just keep funneling it in, and you're not actually hungry. You're almost trying to satisfy that hole that's just not gonna, and it doesn't matter. Like, you ask people, like, you can have 10 cookies, 10 burgers, and you're just not hitting the spot. Think after months of restriction you would think that it would. So that's why, like you said, it's really practicing behaviors. It's practicing the discipline, although you have it all through prep. It's practicing that actually you can have that and it's not going to ruin your diet. But let's be sensible. Let's, again, reversing out, which is what we should do. Digestion, hormones, your body is such a low state. You feel crap. You feel rubbish.
So obviously, let's just quickly go back a little bit. So when was the first time, obviously you've done the gym, you got into the gym, nailed that.
Got skinny.
Yeah. When was the first time you decided you was going to go on stage? When was it? So obviously you're a pro now. So.
I know.
So when was the first time?
Funny, it's so funny, and I feel almost really arrogant every time I describe.
But she's going there anyway.
Like, it's, I promise you, it comes from the best place. My intention was never ever to turn pro. Never ever did I think I would do well. You know, I thank my lucky stars.
Not really lucky stars. It's
really lucky stars.
Really,
yes, it is. Okay, it is hard.
It's like that term, good things come to those who wait. No, they don't.
No,
the
work hard.
Off.
I agree. I'm with you on that one. So I would say it was probably from that when you start seeing progress, you fall in love with the process more. And then I was in obviously the gym where we're at is very bodybuilding. And I was like, I think I would love to do that because I would love to. And it wasn't because I wanted to get on stage. My why was because I wanted to, again, battling all these years to not be comfortable with my body, not going into the changing rooms and crying. I was like, I want to get the best physique that I could possibly do to date. And that was definitely my why. And I love a challenge. I love routine. I'm definitely one of those. I'm a perfectionist, so everything, I love just ticking the boxes, you know, just so that's definitely, can be a hindrance as well, of course. So yeah, that was probably, and I saw people do it and I was like, I'd love to do that and look the best that I did. And again, from dancing, I guess, combining the ability to pose and with the structure of a sport, and it kind of come together. And do you know what, the first prep was actually the hardest prep. It was the hardest prep. Didn't have the most knowledgeable coach to date. It was still very new. There wasn't many prep coaches online at all. So yeah, that was a real experience. I actually hated it the first time because I just went on like no carbs. Again, shouldn't do that, but yeah. But I did love I know you're suffering with the light. Do you want me to?
But mentally,
he's suffering. I know.
I see a thing.
Do you want me to? Oh, it's there.
So mentally, when you are doing prep for a show, when you are in the gym and you see someone that's already done a couple of shows and you're like, come here, they look amazing. Like, some people, it isn't for them. They look at bodybuilders, they go, oh, that's disgusting. And each to their own. Like, it doesn't matter if you think it's disgusting or not. The dedication it takes to get there and the time. I think that's the most important, the time. When you first decided, I'm going to do prep, and you see someone that's done 3 or 4 shows, and you go, okay, well, it's 3 months until a show. I'm going to look like them. When you get to 2.5 months in, you go, shit, I don't look like them, because they're already...
Yeah.
Mentally, how did that make you feel when you did your first show?
Completely being honest with you, one thing that is really healthy and that I really do promote is not comparing yourself to others. And
it's dangerous in the gym.
It's very, and being in this industry and in the gym, it is too easy to fall into that trap. And I would say originally I felt like that.
And we lose levels of time scales as well. Like, we'll see, there's a couple of guys I've seen, and like I talk to them a lot because I get tips and stuff from them. And I was like, honestly, how long did it take you to get that physique? And you went, 10, 12 years.
Yes, let's talk about that. So I started properly training back when I was at uni. So when was that? Like 2018. So yeah, you cannot compare.
You're 5 years deep.
Like you can, and when I'm saying serious, you know, I'm all in. I do my fasted cardio. I train balls to the wall, all intense. I do my food prep. You know, I'm off season, prep season. There is no balance. However, I would say over the years, I've learned to not be, let's face it, so self-absorbed, because that's what bodybuilding is. And, you know, I've got like family and I do...
It is a selfish sport.
It is. So what I've done, my most recent prep was probably the most smoothest prep, the best package. Again, obviously years of building muscle, but because I manage my time better. And do you know what that is? And even for mental reasons, because then you get to switch off at night. I remember my first prep, I was up at Ripped at the crack of dawn, went to work, do that, then back to Ripped, and then I'd be there till 10 o'clock at night. You know,
so how does that affect you, like mentally? Like,
so that it just wasn't the most productive. So
especially when you're seeing others and you're not getting to the level that they are, not understanding
Yeah,
That
don't
they've
get
been doing
wrapped
it
up in.
decades.
Yeah, do you know what I could say? That's probably frustration. It comes that's probably frustration. But again, a good coach should help you understand. Again, one thing I'd say is stay off social media, because you cannot. People can angle themselves. I get clients. I actually get clients say to me, "How does this person look like this when she's been in her off season and eaten this many calories?"
Because she's twisted her leg just a slightly bit more.
And then she goes, "Oh, I actually saw them in person the other day, and they don't look like that." I'm like, "Yes, this is the industry we're in."
I think that's one of the things you actually said to me was don't, because I was sending you pictures of other people.
Yes,
and you was like,
everyone does it.
Yeah, you was like, don't compare yourself to no one. You are you. Everyone's genetics are different. Everyone's different. So just whatever package you bring on the day, we bring on the day.
And bodybuilding, which something you need to get your head around if you're ever thinking of stepping on stage, is someone's opinion. Yes, there's criteria that they judge it on.
It's subjective, isn't it?
It's so subjective. You need to, and you will get the most out of this sport if it's you versus you. Like for me, I'm seeing improvements. Everyone's like, "Oh, how did you feel? How were the other girls?" I was like, "Yeah, they looked amazing." Don't forget, they all work their asses off just like I do, but they've been pros for years. I don't expect to be better or worse, or it's just me versus me. And it's. Like you, clients would send me photos and go, "Oh my God, I'm going up against this person." And I'm like, they might not look like that in real life. They might not peak properly. They might come in too soft. They might not know how to pose. There's so many variables.
They might have a bout of water retention on the day.
They might pull out because they can't hack it, which happens a lot. So if I was just to say anything, don't waste your energy thinking about anyone else. If you're happy with your routine, if you're bodybuilding and you're prepping, if your coach is happy, you just got to trust them. It's hard.
So fast forward to 2023.
Viva Las Vegas.
Mate, yeah.
Oh my God.
So where was your mind at?
That was a mad decision.
Yeah, that's it. So obviously
does that.
I know, honestly.
In Vegas, what was, where was your mind at?
I wanted a great holiday. No.
Yeah, like.
Where was my mind at? So
getting it done.
Yeah, fast forward. So let's say, I turned pro 2021. Didn't expect to. So British finals was amazing. The two girls I went up against had actually beaten me previously. So I just went in, and again, my world just turned upside down because I was like, I couldn't believe it.
Did you know you were competing against them in the next show?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
A little bit of extra impetus, even though you say focus on yourself. You've beaten me, so
no, because I like being the underdog.
It's redemption.
I love being the underdog, and because I'm so self-critical, I will always expect there to be better. And do you know what? If you win, it's a cherry on the cake, and that is not a good mentality to have in terms that you think you don't belittle yourself. But again, if you're doing everything you can, that is all that you can do, and that is so. And if you can really get your head around that, it's much more fulfilling.
It's rewarding, isn't it?
It's so much more filling because you're like, look at the progress I've made personally. It doesn't matter what they're doing. But fast forward. So I then did my UK pro debut in 2000. Well, this year, literally this year, August. What did I expect? Again, I did feel the pressure. So saying that with regionals, obviously you just don't know who's going to turn up. I knew I was going up with seasoned pros, and I knew because it was London, it was going to be competitive. It was going to bring people. But because I knew there'd be so many great people, I think I was like, bring your best and that's it. Like, there were people that were upset with their placings. I honestly could not have done more. And, I think it's, people who sort of cheat on their diet or don't do the cardio, they're going to be the ones that are like crying because they let themselves down. But I know I could not have done more.
Done all you can,
I was really proud. Yes, I need more tissue, but we know that. And then the decision to go to Vegas was mainly because I've always wanted to compete abroad. I really wanted to get that done. Was I ready?
You wouldn't have gone if you weren't ready.
Yeah. I was as ready as I could be. I like this again. Pro.
But when are you ever properly ready?
That's it. Otherwise, people would never step on stage.
You probably wouldn't know you're ready. If say then whatever you felt after Vegas, you could then go, actually no, I wasn't ready. But now I know what I need to be ready.
Yeah, so the goal was to come in sharper for Vegas. Oh my God, I definitely did that. I was the lightest I was ever.
But I remember you telling me that on the time difference in the plane.
Let's talk about the mental struggle. So obviously,
do
you know what? I'm one to put myself through the suffer because that's what we do. And I said to you, I've never suffered like this. Like, I hold my hands up. So the flight, let's say, I think the flight was around 6 in the evening. So you're up at the crack of dawn, not crack of dawn, whatever. You're up normal time. We were then delayed 2 hours. And because we didn't know how my body would respond to the flight, etc. And I was 3 days out from the show. I literally just had chicken and vegetables, which I know that doesn't sound like a big deal. It wasn't a lot. It was like one Tupperware box, actually. It fit into one Tupperware box. And then so it was delayed 2 hours. And then the actual flight itself, which was a night flight, was 10 hours 40 minutes. And then obviously being on Virgin, you get all these lovely meals, you know, afternoon tea, and obviously I was giving it to my other half, and
he was stuffed,
he was loving life.
He was loving life, and I was there, and I remember
Man's having double portions.
He loves his food anyway, so so I remember finishing my chicken and vegetables with another like 6-7 hours to go, and I was like, you have really just absolutely stuffed yourself here. And
then the time difference, then you actually it's like 7 hours behind.
It was I can't remember what it is.
We
are. But then because I was absolutely starving, so the flight, my bottom was hurting because I was so lean, and like, because when you literally have no body fat, you literally can't sit on the toilet without it hurting. So I was just uncomfortable. I was like,
questioning life choices.
Oh my god! I was like, I said I'm never ever traveling this far on prep ever again. I was like this because I was so hungry.
You needed a travel pillow for a back time.
I did stuff the blanket I needed to sit on. Yeah, I need one of those donuts. So anyway, got to the hotel, and bear in mind this time was like nighttime Vegas. So it was like midnight. So by this time we'd been up like a day and a half or whatever.
And Vegas is
oh my god, this taxi driver, he was insane. So he was going off subject a little bit. He was like, oh, you're a primary school teacher. Oh, so have you heard of this book that's about like nursery rhymes with animals? And he was like totally into his religion, and he was trying to get us to join in, and he was like, the cows go. And I was like, I'm like a zombie at this point. I'm like, I've had no sleep, I'm hungry,
don't need to be
tired. I was like,
please. You thought you was tripping out, didn't you?
I was like, please.
Can you hallucinate on no food?
Yes. Is this happening? Yeah. So anyway, I went back, and my coach wanted me to check in, and then he was like, just get some rest, we'll check in the morning. And I was like, I was starving, I was so hungry, I could have cried, I was so hungry. But do you know what, fast forward, yes, it was hard. I lived off coffee for the next 3 days, watching Lewis eat burgers and whatever, but it was worth it. Isn't that mad? Yeah, and all this work for like what? Well, to be fair, they actually did make us work on stage. We was on stage like 40 minutes comparing. I was sweating, but it was worth it.
Yeah.
It was, and obviously post show was what a great way to celebrate and have a holiday tied in one. And I did better than I could have ever expected. I came second call outs out of 3 call outs, came 8th. That's like apparently it's the top UK pro wellness like in the US. Like I literally I could not.
You looked amazing. I remember watching it and saying it. Yeah, you looked great.
Even though I look like a zombie. Yeah, I prefer my face like this.
Yeah, but it was a social media picture, so it doesn't count.
Well, exactly. It's all the glam. It's a facade.
So once, like you say, the show's done, obviously you say you reverse out. So how quickly do you put the weight back on?
Okay,
and
good question.
And how do you actually feel now, like mentally? Like,
yes, I'll always be very transparent with how I feel. So obviously I enjoyed myself in Vegas, but we actually did so many steps. It was like counteracted the amount of food that was going in. Like, because when you're out there, the hotels are just massive, so you're just walking around. So
and it's hot as well.
Oh, it was so hot. It was so hot. It was like, ugh. So yeah, on the way. So we come back, and between us, we hadn't put that much like on, really. It's a little bit of water weight or whatever. And actually, it was probably healthier to do that because you go out and eat socially rather than like
binging.
Exactly. I know a lot of people post-show, there was maybe their like partners are at work and they sit at home and they're like, they're lost. They mentally, they haven't got that routine anymore and they end up binging. Yeah. So anyway, come back. This has definitely been the best I've reversed in terms of just getting straight back, and it's routine. Do your fasted cardio every day, do the gym, go to work, like keep a routine. How do I feel mentally? It is really hard mentally because when you're lean, body dysmorphia is huge. So you don't realise how lean you are. Like you just feel normal. And actually sometimes your body plays tricks on you, as you know, and you're like,
I look at my
I'm
pictures,
fat.
And I feel like, I wish I could get back. Like, I know I can do, but it's just,
but that's, you know how much work goes in to look like that.
And the sacrifices that you have to put in as well.
Yeah, no off-plan meal. Like I started prep this year, January, and then I was on prep until like the end of August. So what's that, 8 months? No off-plan meal, not one. Every gram, you know what it's like, every gram weighed and everything like that. But mentally right now, I am struggling slightly with the disappearance of the lines and the abs, but I feel like this is a normal transition. Like that is normal to
that's got to be hard. Like you,
I know it sounds like, oh, poor Hayley, you know, her missing abs.
I'll get my little
no, it is hard.
Especially you look at your own pictures as well, and you see you absolutely like every line, every muscle,
because you're fighting for the lines.
And then you get out of bed, stand in the mirror and go,
and you're like, oh. Every time you do the process, so you compete and then you go into off season, both your body composition improves and so does your mindset for sure. So I know the food's always going to be there, so you know, food focus becomes less, and the same with our body image. I know that eating for a purpose. I want to get stronger in the gym. I want my hormones to be, you know, functioning as they should. So yeah, it's and it becomes less about aesthetics and more about performance. And if you can shift your mindset into that, then you enjoy the whole process rather than, you know, beating yourself up because you haven't got abs anymore.
I know it does get a bit like that,
you know. I know it sounds, you know, hopefully it's relatable, but this could be applied to anything. It could be, you know, progress isn't linear, it's up and down. And I'd say to anyone who, obviously, regardless of the area, if it's an addiction or mental health with self-esteem, or it could be even like a social anxiety issue or whatever it is, it sounds silly, but it's practice. Like, it doesn't, being disciplined with food and training doesn't come easy to anyone.
It's not a natural trait.
It's not, of course it's not. Yes, I might be a hard worker, but it like anything, you have to practice to make it become a habit. Just like we went to school, so we learned routine from that way. And whatever we do, I believe that again, me being confident, not easy. This is not easy for me. Like, it's not. So I've had to just practice over the years, and I think you can. I'm not diminishing. Like, anyone struggles, but you've got to practice and you've got to want it. So whatever it is, you've got to want that change, haven't you? You can't help someone if they don't want that change themselves. No. So you both know that. Yeah. You both took control. You both had to make that decision for yourselves, for your families. You should be proud of yourselves. I'm proud of myself, you know? That's how you should be proud.
Excellent. So, thanks for coming on.
You're so welcome.
We appreciate it. Guys, Hayley's a great coach as well. I can speak firsthand.
Thank you.
Guided me to first place transformation on stage. You can check out Hayley. We'll put her links and everything in the description below. And you can have a look at her page and check out her journey. It's absolutely amazing. So, if you want to aspire to Hayley, it'd be great. Thanks, guys. Take care.
Guys.
Thanks so much for having me.